Hello class, this will be the review for spring break assignment. So let us try to go through question by question. Alright, so here it goes. We're looking for the graph that is a linear function. When it says linear, we're talking about a line. So here we have number one, this becomes our answer. Alright, now let us try to factor this one together. As you can see, this one is a perfect square, and so is this one. So if I were to rewrite this one, this would be 4x whole thing to the square minus 5y whole thing squared. You see, when we have difference of squares, just like what we used to do as an example, if I have a squared minus b squared, this would have been equal to a plus b times a minus b. We could apply the same logic here, and we will end up getting 4x plus 5y multiplied by 4x minus 5y. Therefore, our answer will be choice 1. Alright, let us move on to the next question. Now here we have Jack bought 3 slices of cheese pizza. Okay, so we have 3 slices of cheese pizza. So we're gonna write down 3 cheese, and then 4 slices of mushroom. So we have plus 4 mushroom. Now for the total, 1250. So I'm just gonna write down 1250. Since we wrote it in this way, it's gonna be in cents. So we're just gonna convert it later. Now we have 3 slices of cheese pizza in case of Grace, and then 2 slices of mushroom for 850. Now, what is the cost of the 1 slice of mushroom pizza? So we're looking for here M. That means you see we have 3c and 3c. This can be cancelled out if we subtract the second equation from the first. Then we'll end up getting, cancels out, we have 4m minus 2m becomes 2m, which is equal to 1250 minus 850 becomes 400. Therefore, when we divide by 2, we get m is equal to 200, meaning $2. Right over here. Alright, now, what is the product? Meaning multiplying those two. So this one has to multiply here and here. So when this one is multiplying to this term, we'll end up getting negative 15. X squared and x total, we will end up getting x cubed because we have 3 of them. There's a hidden one right here. Y times y squared will also be y cubed. Now, negative times plus will be negative, and then there is no number. That means 1 is hidden, so we have negative 3 x cubed y squared. Therefore, our final answer would have been choice number 1. Now, in fact, this question we're gonna look into that a bit later. So please skip this question for now. Which ordered pair is a solution? That means which number can be plugged in and then can satisfy both equations. Now, since both of them are y, what we like to do is x equals x squared minus 2. Then we can subtract x from both sides. We'll end up getting 0 equals x squared minus x minus 2. Now you can factor this one quite easily by 2 numbers multiplied to negative 2 but add up to negative 1. That must be x minus 2 and x plus 1. See, these 2 numbers multiply to negative 2 but add up to negative 1. Now that means by doing the t-chart, x here becomes 2, x here becomes negative 1. So therefore, our answer has these two. Now, that means a negative 1 tells me this value. 2 tells me this value. Now, I can use this equation to find out the y value, but this one says x and y values are the same. So therefore, only thing that's the case will be choice 4. So that will be our final answer. Alright, next question here we have vertex is right over here. That's a turning point. So therefore, vertex will be -2 and -3. We're talking about possibly choice number 1 and choice number 2. Now, next one is this. Line of symmetry, as you can see, would have been right over here. About this green line, the parabola will look about the same. Therefore, equation of this line would have been, since no matter where you are, x will be always equal to 2. Therefore, the answer is choice number 1, x equals -2. Alright, now, next. So, we have red and black marbles. The number of the red marbles she has is 3 more than twice the number of black marbles. So let us write it. Red marbles, let's call it as R. Black marbles, let's call it B. Then we have the red is, so R is 3 more than, so 3 more than. You see it printed at the end? And then twice the number of the black. Twice the number of black marbles that she has. Now, she has 42 marbles in all. That means R plus B will be equal to 42. How many red marbles does Pam have? Now notice that here we have R and R. That means this expression can be plugged in place of R and we will get our answer. So therefore our new expression would have been 2b plus 3 plus b is equal to 42. So as we subtract 3 from both sides, and 2b plus b becomes 3b, which ends up being 39. Therefore b must be equal to 13. Now, what they're asking for is the red marbles. So by plugging in 13 for b here, we will end up getting 2 times 13 plus 3. So this will be equal to 29. Our answer will be choice number 3. Alright, now, half. Half means 1 over 2. Of means multiplying, and then 2 to the 6th power. Now here, this is basically same as 2 to the 6th power over 2 to the first. In this case, what we end up doing is we subtract the exponents, so therefore 2 to the 5th power will be our answer. Alright, line has to be parallel. It's been a while that we talked about this one. Parallel means slope has to be the same. Now, which one of these 4 has same slopes? This one. That would have been our final answer. Product means we gotta multiply, but as you can see, we can try to somehow factor and then combine them together. Let's see what we can do. X squared minus 1 over x plus 1 multiplied by x plus 3 over 3 x minus 1. Now I ended up factoring 3 here on the bottom. Let's continually factor right over here. X squared minus 1 becomes x plus 1 times x minus 1. That's how we can factor the top. Bottom one will be simply x plus 1 as it is. Here we have x plus 3 over 3 times x minus 1. Now, as you can see here, we have x minus 1. X minus 1 is the same. X plus 1 and x plus 1 are the same. So when there's nothing left, that means simply 1 is hidden. 1 is hidden. It doesn't disappear, becomes 0. It's 1. So therefore, here on the top, we end up getting x plus 3 will be left. On the bottom we have 3 is left. Alright, let's move on. Here, the fact that an expression is undefined, that means look at the denominator, undenominator, right? Defined, undefined. So therefore, denominator has to be equal to 0. That means x minus 3. When x minus 3 is equal to 0, the fraction is undefined. So therefore, x will be equal to 3. Now, set of integers greater than 2. Greater than 2, that means we're not including 2. Negative 2. It has to be greater than negative 2, but less than 6. Once again, we're not talking about including 6, but less than that. Since these two contains 6, that will not be it. And both of them would make sense. But a subset of this set is a positive factors of 5. Oh, in fact, we will be talking about this one a bit later, so why don't we skip this one for now? Yes, that's right. Slope of the line, we just have to use the slope formula here. If you had to plot those points, it would have been so much easier. So I'm just going to do that right now. Negative 6 comma 1, negative 6, 2, 4, 6, 1. 4 comma negative 4, 4. We're looking for slope of that line. So slope m equals y2 minus y1, so negative 4 minus 1 over 4 minus negative 6. So here we have top becomes negative 5, bottom becomes negative, negative becomes positive here, therefore becomes 10, which we end up getting negative 1/2. That becomes our answer. Alright. The shortest student was 155, that means 155 has to be included. And the tallest student was 190, that means 190 has to be included. So it has to be basically 155 through 190, but including those two values. Therefore, choice 2 would have been our answer. Alright, so here we have X boxes of pencils, and each box goes 25 pencils. He left 3 boxes of pencils at home. Alright, so and the rest took rest to school. So we have X number of boxes, 25 each. So we have X times 25. So that's how many Mr. Turner would have had altogether, but 3 boxes left. So we need to subtract 3, but each box has 25. That would be our expression. So if you have to rewrite them, 25x minus 3 times 25 becomes 75. So that becomes our final answer. Right here. Now, simplest form, that means factor and then cancel. So, I'm sorry, but there's 2 is hidden here as an exponent. So, first, when you look at them, you will realize what is common. 2 is common, and then x squared and x, that means x is also common. So we can factor out 2x, then here we have 2x, therefore only x is left. Here, x cancels out, and the only thing that will be left is negative 6. In order for you to check if this is correct or not, you can simply distribute 2x to both of them, see if it matches with the one on top. So therefore, as you can see, x minus 6 was common in both numerator and the denominator, so as we cancel them, only thing that's left was 2x. Alright, now, on this question, the whole key is right over here. That's very, very important, because this is essentially a right triangle problem. So when it's right triangle, we will realize that Pythagorean theorem will be available for us to use. So based upon the Pythagorean theorem, this is what we end up getting: x squared plus 19.5 squared, two sides a and b, is equal to 20 squared, which is the hypotenuse. But in order for you to find out what x is, what we have to do is we need to subtract 19.5x squared, whatever the value might have been. So x squared will be equal to 20 squared minus 19.5 squared. But in order for it to get rid of the square, we need to put them under square root. Then our answer would have been choice 3. Now, here, we can find that the value of x, well, one thing is we can cross multiply them. We'll end up getting x squared plus 13. X, you see x has to multiply not only to x but also 13. That's how we end up getting this one is equal to 5 times 6 becomes 30. Now bring 30 over to the other side, we have x squared plus 13x minus 30 is equal to 0. So which two numbers will multiply to negative 30 but add up to 13? It's got to be positive 15 and x minus 2 equal to 0. That means once again t-chart, here x will be left with negative 15. Here x will be equal to 2. So only thing that's possible seems to be this one, choice 4. We need to simplify this one. We have square root of 32. What makes square root of 32? So if you have to look at 32 once again, you will realize that this is 2 and 16, 2 and 8, 2 and 4, and then 2 and 2. So in fact we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in other words, square root of 32 becomes 2 squared times 2 squared times 2. And then whenever you see the perfect square, it can come out, so it becomes 2 times 2, because these two were perfect squares. They came out and radical 2. In other words, 4 square root of 2 would have been what we are looking at here. So if you have to rewrite this one, it would have been 4 square root of 2 divided by 4. And 4 cancels out. Our answer becomes radical 2. Now, here it loses the value at the rate of 14% per year. That means how much do we still attain? Yes, if you subtract 14 from 100%, we will still attain 86% every single year. Now, that means what's going to be happening? This 86%, that means we have 2 choices. But it is taking 3 years. That means we have to keep on multiplying them. The fact that we are multiplying them continually, that means we need to raise that by a third power. So therefore, our final answer will be choice number 2. Number 31. Tom drove 290 miles from his college to his home. Used this much gallons of gasoline. Now, whose vehicle is better gas mileage? Let's try to find out the miles per gallon, the rate. That means in case of Tom, we get to realize 290 over 23.2. Now we're going to calculate that very soon. Alright, so we will be getting them very soon here. I opened up one file. Now, so here we have, it was 290 divided by 23.2. Now on the other hand, we have and drove 225 miles but 15 gallons. What is that equal to? So we have 225 divided by 15 will be also 15, as you know. This one was our calculation. So we have 12.5 miles per gallon versus the other one is 15. So which one has better gas mileage? It's gotta be ends. Right here we have express the intercept this one. We will skip it for now. I'll talk about the set theory. We'll talk about that right after, in about a week or so. Peter begins his kindergarten year able to spell 10 words. Okay, now he's going to spell 2 new words every day. Write on any 2 words every day. Every day is very important. That means first day would have been 10. Second day would have been 10 plus 2. Third day would be another plus 2. Fourth day would be another plus 2. So, and so forth and so on. So now, write an inequality that can be used to determine how many days it takes Peter to be able to spell at least 75. At least. That means 75 or more. So in fact, in other words, if you express this one, it will be 10 plus 2d. Every day he learns 2 more words, and that one has to be greater than or equal to. That's what it means by at least 75. Now, use this inequality. Then we end up getting subtracting 10 from each side. We'll end up getting 2d must be greater than or equal to 65. As we divide by 2 on both sides, d has to be greater than or equal to 32.5. That means it takes what, 33 days? Alright, a few more questions to go. So in this case, CD normally sells for $18. Now, during the first week, it sells for $15. Alright, there's a little bit of discount written as a fraction. What is the rate of discount? Discount can be basically calculated by the difference, which will be 3, divided by the original, which is 18, and multiply that by 100. Oh, write a fraction. Okay, then we can just write it like this. This will be the rate of the fraction. What is this rate expressed as a percent? Then we just have to multiply the ratio with 100. Then we can get it by here. 3 divided by 18. That's what we would have gotten, but we gotta multiply that by 100. Oops, not divide. Sorry. So I'm gonna bring up the previous entries. We just have to multiply that by 100. Then we get 16.666. So this would be 16.67%. Now, 100th of a percent. Now, during the second week of the sales, the same CD will be on sale for 25% off. 25% off, that means we still have to pay 75%. So we end up getting 0.75 times 18. That becomes our final answer. 0.75 times 18. We end up getting 13.5. Versus 15, I guess. What is the price of CD during this second week? It will be $13.50. Alright, let's move on. Here we have 2 sets of the graphs. Now, we want to write this one up. That means one thing that we can do is x squared minus 2x minus 3. You can simply put them right over here. So once again, the equation was x squared minus 2x 2x minus 3. And so first, if you had to simply graph it, maybe let's go for zoom standard, number 6. That gets us the best picture, number 6. So we have to look for that turning out that will be our root. So the way which we can calculate would be second trace. Actually, you know what? Let's try to put up the tables here. Second, let us use the tables, and then Let's see what happens. Okay, so negative 3 was 12, since it's going to go beyond 12. Let's start from negative 2. Negative 2 and then 5. So we have negative 2 and then 5. 3, 4, 5. And then next one is negative 1 comma 0. Alright, negative 1 comma 0. Alright, next one is 1 comma 0 comma negative 3. 0 comma negative 3. And 1 comma negative 4. 1 comma negative 4. And the other one was like this, and this, and this. So when you sketch that, as you're attempting to sketch, you would have realized something like that, and then our answer roots are right over here, which was when x equals negative 1 and when x equals 3. So right. So now next question. So the contractor needs 54 square inches of the brick construction, the rectangular walkway. So let's just think about some sort of rectangular walkway. Here, area is 54. The length of the walkway is 15 feet more than the width. So if this is width, this is whatever this width was, 15 more than that. Now, but since area is 54, then when we multiply them, it should be equal to 54. So W times W plus 15 must be equal to 54. Now that means when you multiply W, we get W squared plus 15W equals 54. And W squared plus 15W minus 54 will be equal to 0. Which two numbers, when multiplied, becomes negative 54 or positive 15. It will be W plus 18 times W minus 3 is equal to 0. And those two multiply becomes negative 54, but when you add them up, it becomes positive 15. Therefore, once again, T-chart would have given us W equals negative 18 or 3. Of course, it's got to be what? 3. Because it cannot be a negative number. Alright, Sophie measures the paper this way, but the actual measure was this much. So determine the number of square centimeters of the area using Sophie's measurement. Sophie's measurement was these two. So to have the rectangle, once again, we have 21.7 and 28.5. When you multiply them, so we have 21.6 multiplied by 28. Actually 21.7. Sorry, 21.7 times 28.5, and that becomes our answer. So therefore, area will be 618.45. Now, but Determine the number of square centimeters of actual area of the piece of paper. So actual would have been using 21.6, and then actual would be 21.6 multiplied by 28.5, 28.4. So once you calculate this one, I'm gonna just, oops. I'm just gonna retrieve, and then this one must be 4, and this one must be 6. Now what's gonna be happening? Aha, it's a little bit different. Here we have 613.44. Now then the question, another part of the question is this. Let's try to find out the difference. And difference between those two would have been 4.99, 5.01. In fact, relative error becomes 5.01 divided by the actual would have been 613.44. So let's try looking at that. 5.01 divided by previous answer. So that's what we end up getting. Therefore, this is about 0.8%, which is very small. So therefore, there doesn't seem to be any significant amount of error, and we have shown it right over here. All right, that's it. So enjoy, and I'll see you later.